Hi there, welcome. Thank you for being here. I hope you're having a gorgeous day or night so far. We're going to get you some clarity. This reading is going to be a little bit shorter. Let's just see what would be helpful to know today. It's a timeless collective reading. See what feels like it resonates, and always follow and trust the divine guidance that's in you, to your higher self, to God, to source, to the universe, because the answer is always in you. And try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition, so your decisions are sound and based in love for the highest and greatest good of everyone. So we're all uplifted in love. We're going to start with the tea leaf and get some opening messages. So let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, our higher selves, angels, and energies of love have for highest, greatest good of all. What are the opening messages most helpful today for the collective to know about and have awareness on, please and thank you. Opening messages. Reconciliation. You have a pineapple coming through. Okay, so you and a certain person in your life that maybe you haven't seen, I just heard a couple of weeks, maybe it's just a couple of weeks, but maybe this is a couple of years. Maybe it's 30 years ago you haven't seen this person. It doesn't specify whether this is reconciliation in love or an old friend or a former coworker, childhood friend, but there's somebody coming back in your life, and with the energy of reconciliation, it's reconciling your differences. So maybe you're going to see, I actually feel like somebody's going to fill you in on their story, but that could be many chapters of their life if you haven't seen them for a while. But it could also be if there's, if this is a separation or a distance that happened between you and someone else because of a breakup or a fight, or I'm getting like a miscommunication, even more than a fight. Maybe this is you getting to see the other person's perspective or where they were coming from. It could also be that somebody's coming back to apologize, make amends, do something different. We'll definitely get more clarity on that. So let's get what is another tea leaf? What is another extra message? Maybe totally different situation. Maybe this person has a June birthday. Maybe this separation started in June, or big changes started in June. Maybe there was an event in June. I do hear graduation, but I'm kind of getting a spiritual graduation. Maybe this person has elevated, or that's you, because there's an angel here of protection, divine insight, spiritual wisdom. Maybe somebody felt tied down, or there was a prickly situation, but maybe there's a sweetness inside of someone, or somebody's I feel like somebody had their wings tied down before, whether that's you or someone else. I feel like somebody maybe is ready to fly, or somehow freedom is an important energy here. I'm getting like freedom to express your truth or their truth. So maybe somebody felt like, I am getting a little bit of a blockage in the throat chakra. But it looks like this angel is reaching down and scooping something up. Maybe it's about the roots of a situation. Maybe something was uprooted before it really began. But then you have all of these flowers and butterflies here. So it's definitely transformation and blossoming. There's also something I'm getting between the pineapple and all of the flower energy here about either essential oils or how somebody smells, or even I'm getting like a sweeter demeanor. Maybe somebody got a little sour before. What else would be helpful? Let's just get let's do this. I'm gonna put them all together and just get one more message. So this person could also be or have prominent Gemini or Cancer in the birth chart, or you do. I am getting with that Gemini maybe two sides of the same story. What is one more? Please and thank you. That one. Oh yeah, you got a ram. All right, so perhaps there was somebody who was stubborn on, you know, needing to reconcile your differences, or you were kind of butting heads with somebody here. You could even be the outside observation that other people were just butting heads. You know, maybe you tried to get some information through, but it was like kind of talking to a brick wall. This is somebody who does not like to change. I'm getting, they don't really like to be wrong. This could be somebody overly aggressive to the point where they're trying to prove their point kind of thing. Like just jamming on in, and it's maybe heard, but maybe the more somebody pushed something, the less they were being heard. I'm actually getting the less they were respected. So it is just giving you, you know, a little clarity here that there is somebody coming in or already in or returning to your energy where they're kind of stubborn and they have, you know, tendencies to be aggressive, but not always. I feel like this person wants to come across as strong, but I feel like for some reason their way of doing something sometimes backfires. I don't know why I see road rage. So side note, you know, if anyone kind of ramming up against your ass and you're driving, I feel like you should be the one to just let them win, you know, maybe pull over, let that person go. Maybe they're late getting somewhere. Maybe they have to get home and pee. Maybe they're just an asshole. But there's something where don't let someone's, you know, energy affect your leisurely drive. Also, don't be up somebody's butt if you're driving. Give somebody some space. Give, you know, 3 cars lengths in between in case, you know, something weird runs across the road and you need to stop, or they're on their phone or something happens. Keep you safe. I don't know why that came through right now, but I feel like you should just let them go. Go ahead, you go. And I also feel like, I know this is different, but I actually feel like some of you might get upset. Just relax. If you're late, you're late, you know. I feel like I see a grandma that can, like I see the nighttime, and somebody that can't quite see that good at night. Maybe they should get their eyes checked or shouldn't really be driving, but you know, regardless of the situation, somebody's a little nervous behind the wheel. I see somebody like this, like, like maybe they're used to, you know, their same neighborhood, and all of a sudden there's windy roads and it freaks them out. Like, oh my gosh, a curve, you know, you get behind somebody and you're like, why are you braking so much on every single curve? It's like this big, you know? So just chillax. Maybe that's somebody who's not so good behind the wheel. It could also be somebody who's kind of young. You never know who's there. Maybe I even see somebody that might be overly cautious driving because maybe they have a baby in the back seat, or, you know, they have something really delicate and they don't want the new plants to fall over, or something like that. So just try to see another perspective. You don't know why somebody is driving that way, but even if you're the best driver in the world or you have somewhere to get to, there could also be a reason why you are behind the slowest person in the world. Maybe it's to teach you to leave earlier next time and, you know, give some space for traffic. But I also feel like for some of you, you are, you're actually delayed on purpose. I don't know why I see all this. So I do see like a deer running across the road. So, you know, I mean, this is technically maybe a herd of ram and sheep, you know, go across the road. I feel like you would have to be in like Scotland or like Ireland or something like that, or maybe I actually see New Zealand for that to happen. And I just see all these sheep like and you're like, man, gotta get to work, come on, shoo, sheep. But I do feel like if you are behind somebody a little bit annoying and slow, I feel like there's something ahead of you that is maybe being, you know, prevented because now you have that space that, you know, I feel like God is saving you. I feel like God is just, even if it's just a little nick on your car, just preventing you from being in a weird, you know, crossroads. So just chillax. Think about that if you're ever irritated behind the wheel. That being said, let's move on. That's so different. So let's ask about if this happens to be you connecting to a person, reconciliation, this pineapple kind of energy. I feel like somebody has been thinking about you a lot since June. And I know these readings are timeless, but there's something about a change. Because right now it's, when I'm filming this, it's July. So I feel like there's been a lot of changes, and I feel like a lot of those changes have maybe happened behind a closed door. Maybe if it's changes you and somebody else has had, maybe it's outside perspectives that haven't seen how much changes happen for you and a certain person. But I'm getting that there's still something that was closed and it's about to open. So let's go to the divine truth, just to get one card. Let's get one card to see what would be helpful to know about the person coming back, or maybe just for some of you, take it as it resonates, the person you are thinking about. What would be the most helpful message to know about the person, in the collective's energy or coming back? Ooh, yes, maybe somebody is stubborn. They don't want to, I just heard they didn't want to make a turnaround. And then I hear breaking down. Maybe somebody had to break down before they turned around. Wow. Well, there you go. That's somebody breaking down. Definitely heard that. So somebody had, sometimes the only way to grow is to take everything apart and put it back together different. So if this is somebody that felt maybe they were being stubborn with changes, or stubborn in a situation, or stubborn towards you, or stubborn on their mindset, this is somebody who had to, maybe by divine interruption, that was weird, or some friction, maybe that was you. Maybe you spoke up for yourself, or you did butt heads with someone. Maybe you had to have a lot of strength to even walk away. Maybe that's what broke this person down. But somebody that's in fragmentation is looking at their shadow sides, looking at their, I'm not really getting their character as much as their habits. Because, someone's personality, someone's character is their character. And if they're, whatever their personality is, but that's their truth, I feel like that's kind of cool whether they're stubborn or not. But if somebody is playing, I'm kind of get like playing a character more than being who they are, then I feel like, it does look like this person had a mask on. It's breaking apart, it's slipping off, and inside it's all those flowers. It's like this cornucopia of things blossoming internally. So that's where the changes have to start. Until we make our shadows conscious, we will still continue to hurt others. So maybe if some of you were really hurt by a certain person, whoever that is, this person had to recognize that they actually hurt somebody, that their actions had repercussions, that they created some karma. But if this person was unaware, or not wanting to look at, or too stubborn and preferred the wool over their eyes and the mask over their face before, maybe I feel like something has ripped that off. And I feel like once it's been revealed and that person sees something in a different way, I don't feel like they want to put that mask back on. Also with the ram, there could be also an Aries energy. I guess we're doing one more because I'm auto shuffling. So what is one more? What is one more to, go one deeper layer for you? That this person is, there's somebody watching you. Somebody's watching you right now. They're curious about you. Maybe you've had a lot of changes as of late, or over a long stretch of time. Many chapters of your life. Maybe this is somebody watching you that hasn't seen you in so long they can't even believe that's you. Is that the same person they remember? Or this is somebody that has been watching how you are transforming. There's something that you're doing that's keeping this person not just curious, but you're on replay. they kind of, you know, look at your social media. Now, if you don't have social media and that is not your thing and you're not, you know, posting pictures or quotes or whatever, this is still somebody reminiscing in their mind. They could also be asking friends about you, you know, acquaintances, you know, anybody associated with you. Hey, have you seen so-and-so? You know, I wonder how they're doing. Kind of making it all casual, but they're really curious. So if you do post anything that says somebody checking you a lot, even if it's that you're not friends with this person anymore, there's a way that they're looking at you. They're using another account, they're using someone else's phone, checking on your, and even if it's just in their phone, maybe some of you have memories, you know, together in their phone, and they're kind of just, if that's all they have to look at, they're looking at it. And I feel like for some of you, there's a specific picture they're looking at every day. There's something about your smile. There's something about your smile they find natural. And I feel like whatever picture they're looking at, I think that came through in another reading. I feel like if you saw this picture, you'd be like, oh man, why are you looking at that picture? I look totally goofy. Maybe that was your sign. But this person likes that it's natural and beautiful and raw and real. And for whatever reason, I just heard they're in love with you. So for some of you, this is somebody in love with you. Maybe they never told you that. Looking at the time, I gotta skedaddle. This is gonna be a shorter reading, but they're checking your social media, and that's become a new daily habit. That's also what I saw before with somebody, not the personality, not the character, but their habits. You know, somebody is looking at what they do habitually, you know, continually, and I feel like somebody is recognizing what habits were weighing them down or constraining them, or I'm getting that they recognize that they are the catalyst in different situations, different relationships, different what they're putting the dots together and realizing that they are the dot, that it's not always these outside circumstances, because I am seeing like karmic patterns, but they might be with different people. But if there is a pattern that somebody is recognizing, they have to see that they are the common thread in those patterns. So maybe they're cutting the strings or changing that narration. Let's get you a couple tarot. I got the Jazz Age here, so let's just get you a message or two and see what would be helpful for you. What is a message or two from the tarot on June Ram? Fragmentation, watching, and pineapple. I totally heard that song by Rockwell. I think it's Rockwell and Michael Jackson. I always feel like somebody's watching me and have no privacy. Maybe somebody doesn't feel like they have any privacy. Now I'm getting that somebody kind of escapes to look at their phone to, I don't know, check on you. Because I am kind of getting that this is not somebody who like comments. I don't think they're like DMing you. I don't think they're, you know, giving your new post a thumbs up. I feel like somebody's kind of doing this in silence, but I mean, they're looking to come back. So let's see what you need to know about this reconciliation. Oh, somebody is coming back to offer a little romance to fill up your cup. Maybe you offered, you know, this new beginning to someone. You had a start that was kind of a romance situation, or you, if it was a friend, you just really loved being with this person, but then, you know, you have to get past the ace. This is somebody who does want to redo something, start over. There's something about, maybe this is somebody like the first time you met, you were together in a restaurant. I see somebody writing on a napkin. Or maybe this is somebody who's even just out to lunch, you know, it could be fast food, but for some reason they're thinking of something they want to say to you and no paper is there. They didn't think to look like text it, put it in their phone, or maybe they don't want it in their phone, but I feel like somebody's working something out. I actually feel like somebody wants to memorize your number. I know that's really weird, but a lot of people don't have numbers memorized. There's something special about your number. They want to make sure if there's only a payphone available, they got your number in their heart. It was kind of interesting. Ace of Cups. It's also it's interesting. There's a band called Olive, and I think they have a song called Miracle, or something about something feeling miraculous, or you never thought a new beginning would come through. For some of you, if this is not a reconciliation that you are desiring, I do feel like you are maybe getting an apology. But if that apology never comes, you're still gifted a new beginning. This is also you following through, doing the things you love to do, listening to your insight and intuition, because you're getting guidance here, but you have to listen to it. I do feel like there's a renewal in how you emotionally feel overall. Ace of Cups is beautiful. It's the divine chalice of love, but that's also self-love. There's something that's your exact, oh my God. I mean, it is like a dirty martini. So how dirty do you like it? Maybe somebody has a dirty sense of humor. I feel like I'm not getting bad dirty. I'm getting sassy dirty. However dirty this situation might go, it's the perfect amount of olive juice. It's just the right kind of dirty for you. Maybe just the right recipe. I don't know why that came through now, but let's just continue. Ooh, what was that? Oh yeah, you got the Six of Swords. So whatever's going on, you or this person has finally learned a lesson, seeing something different, mentally clear about a situation, smoother waters ahead. I mean, it's a sunny day. It looks like the wind is blowing that sailboat, in a certain direction. I feel like there was a hole in somebody's boat before, and they actually had to replace the boat or patch the hole, or maybe they tried to patch the hole and that wasn't working. I feel like something needed to be replaced. But because this is swords, it could be somebody's mindset. Maybe somebody had to unlearn something, leave the baggage on the shore, pick up the anchor, turn on the motor, do something different because something wasn't moving before. And if there was a stormy situation, really rough waters, it's waiting for the sun to come out, because it will. That storm's not gonna last forever. Here, somebody really wants to move, but they're not looking at the energetic weather. They're not navigating those emotional waters quite correct. They have the dial turned all askew. So somebody is coming correct. They've changed their mind. I get that. Maybe somebody has changed their mind about a start with you, or how they emotionally feel about you. Maybe somebody had to take a little time and dive off that boat, go into the ocean of emotion to be clear on how they feel. Dry themselves off, dust themselves off, turn that motor on, and, make it to shore. I feel like somebody's now sure. Maybe they weren't sure before. So tell us about the Six of Swords and the Ace of Cups, please. What would be helpful to know? What is the time? Yep. Uno más, por favor. Of course it's 2. All right. Oh, yeah, you got the World. The World and the Moon. So the Moon is maybe anything that was a secret. Look at her. She's almost touching the moon. She's not like the cow that jumped over the moon. It's like she's almost jumping up there and using it like it's a big beach ball. Plus, wow, maybe something was a split, or you split, So I'm actually getting somebody maybe had to make a split decision. Here it's, I don't know why I just heard like reptilian brain, like instinct, but using no intuition. There has to be a balance with the moon. The moon is also cycles, so it's the ebb and the flow. It's knowing that this big old moon here is going to make the changes in the tides. It's gonna affect how big those waves are, you know, the undertow and all that situation. That's very powerful for the moon, but the moon is a reflecting energy. So maybe somebody was only reflecting. I'm actually getting some kind of like cloaking, like somebody wanted to reflect something to be seen, but I feel like before somebody was hiding their inner truth. Maybe you energetically felt that, because the moon energy is kind of elusive. It can be wishy-washy, you know, when it's a new moon, it's really dark out. You try to walk through the woods, or, you know, go to the end of the shore, and you can hear the ocean, but you're not going to see how deep it is. You go through the woods, you might run into a tree. You know, you're going to have to feel your way around. But if you wait, you know, for that cycle to move, I am getting like 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, it's going to be very different. And you have this big full moon. All of a sudden, even if you're in the woods, or I keep thinking of that picture that I put at the end of the video when I was on the beach. That was the moonlight. I sent that little, I'll put it at the end of this so you guys can see it. My sister got back to me and she's like, oh, that's a pretty sunset. I said, that's the moon. That's how bright it was. But in the moonlight, when it's bright and illuminated, you can see your shadow in the moonlight. But that light is still somehow reflecting somewhere off the sun. So maybe something is coming to the surface. Somebody is, you know, done with pushing that big ball of emotion underneath the water, and it's finally slipped up. It's been revealed. That's what helps somebody move forward into a new beginning. But can I show this? Yes, I can, because he has a nice little leaf on his nads there. Good job, Jazz Age. Look at now this one. Look at these cards. I got this one jumping up to touch the moon like it's a big ball, and now this one has, it looks like one of those discs. I just thought of like disc golf or frisbee or something like that. Like he's ready to, like, you know, play a game or take some action, or maybe take that pentacle, if it's a pentacle, that tangible offer past the emotional situation, and maybe offer it somewhere with this energy of vulnerability, because he's naked. He's in his birthday suit, man. That's good. That means he is not hiding anything. He's confident with how he or she feels, but it's confidence to release something, take a bow. It's a big ass ending before that beginning. So it does look like somebody had to recognize that part of that baggage they're leaving behind. The shore that's of the past is to let go of an old cycle that is no mas. Because you don't flow so well if you keep one foot in the past. You have to let something rest. It's interesting, this is giving me a little more the Death card than the Four of Swords. But I feel like it's a little bit Sleeping Beauty-like. I feel like somebody was in their slumber. They were kind of sleeping through life, not feeling really alive, maybe not even emotionally invested where they were. And now this is somebody who's snapped out of it, putting the pieces back together, waking up. The alarm has, you know, rung, and because it's the Four of Swords, it is somebody who doesn't want to go to bed or be in their environment with armor on, because that's uncomfortable. If you have a big old fluffy bed, you go to bed, you know, you put your, like, gonna put my PJs on, and then somebody takes their medieval armor out of the closet and puts it on. Okay, let's go to bed now. That's so uncomfortable. Somebody doesn't want to be uncomfortable. It's going internal with meditation. It's finding a little organization of those problems or dilemmas that you were overly thinking about, and just maybe sleeping on the decision before you really start to move. Maybe somebody has been sleeping on a decision for a long time, and it's time to be vulnerable, be real, step into their new world with a new energy, because you're heading towards the Fool, that leap of faith. This is letting something, it's definitely letting something go. But I feel like it has to do with something in your everyday cycles, because it's just the Four of Swords. You know, that's just, it's not like major arcana. The big ones are the World and the Moon here. And when it's a minor arcana, it's like everyday circumstances you have more control over. So somebody has a lot of control over choosing to be in the right environment where they feel at peace, feeling at peace in a decision on this big transformation, this big curtain call ending, getting excited about how it opens to a new audience or a new situation or a new chapter. Maybe this is somebody who's not so worried about what's out there, and it's more about being the narrator of their own story. Because I am kind of getting with the world, it was somebody very concerned about the outside sources. And this is such an internal card, or it should be. Maybe somebody really did have to face their shadows. Address what brings love in their life. Maybe this is somebody that didn't know how to fill up their own cup before. If somebody has learned that lesson, come to a truce and I'm getting a confidence with their next steps. I do feel like that is somebody waking up. I'm getting a big spiritual wake-up call here. And if there's somebody else that's in their slumber all the time, I kind of feel like maybe it never really, I don't know. I feel like maybe whoever that is that was connected to somebody where it was like, they were always just sleeping. I'm not really getting that it was a boring energy, but I am getting like kind of wah-wah, you know, boring, not fulfilling. Or could also be where somebody was expecting somebody else to always turn the faucet on or fill up their cup, and I feel that got draining. And I feel like whatever that energy is, that is part of what is being I just heard canceled, let go of. If somebody doesn't want to hear the alarm, I feel like somebody's leaving without them. Some of you also could have a platform. I mean, somebody is watching you here. So whatever you do online, connecting to the world, I do feel like you are shining with this authentic energy. And quite frankly, you do look like a badass. So I feel like you're doing well. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Keep doing you, boo. And do know that in this new cycle, you're going to attract the right vibes, you know, with this angelic help that I feel like you're gonna just kind of be sweet with. So I gotta go. Can we get you one more? I don't know if I have it. I don't know if I have anything with words. Wait. I have to. Here. Yeah, let's get you one more. It's a little different. What is this? This is notes on love and connection from the universe. What is one final message for the collective, please and thank you? Time. Oh, well, I did see something a little dirty. Time for a love fest. What does this mean? Let's see. Actually, everyone is reasonable. They just have their own reasons. And usually it's worth trying to learn what they are to maximize the chances of a full-blown 60s style psychedelic love fest. I feel like I gotta put some cool things on that. Psychedelic love fest. Which is always a good thing. Groovy you. Peace. The universe. I love you so much. I hope this reading was helpful, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Mwah. Love you. Bye.